Assalamu alaikum friends. Today I am gonna tell you a story named The Blanket. This story is in first year English book on unit 3. The story writer name is Floyd Dell. The blanket story is revolving among poor person Peter 11-year old boy. Peter date a woman is going to be his stepmother and is an important character of Peter granddad and his son Peter did want his father to send him to a nursing home, a place where old people spend the rest of their life. And later story, the granddad had stopped to go there because of Peter's wise act. But before starting the video, subscribe the channel. It does not cost you anything, but it's encourage us for making more videos. Press like and hit the bell icon for more updates. Let's start the story. The writer says it was a fine September night. A thin white moon rose over the valley. Peter, 11 years old, did not see the moon. He did not feel the cool September breeze. His thoughts were fixed on a blanket on the kitchen table. The blanket was a gift from his dad to his granddad, a going away gift. They said that granddad was going away. That's why they call it going away gift. Peter had not really believed his dad would send granddad away, but now there it was the going away gift. Dad had bought it this morning, and this was the last evening he and granddad would have with each other. Together the old man and the young boy washed the supper dishes. Dad had gone out with the woman he was to marry. He would not be back for some time. When the dishes were finished, the old man and the boy went outside and sat under the moon. I shall get my harmonica and play for you, the old man said. I shall play some of the old tunes. But instead of the harmonica, granddad brought out the blanket. It was a big double blanket. Now, isn't that a fine blanket? Said the old man, smoothing it over his knees. And isn't your father a kind man to be giving the old man a blanket like this to go away with? It costs something. Look at the wool in it, and warm it will be these cold winter nights to come. There will be no other blanket like it up there. It was like granddad to be saying that. He was trying to make it easier. Ever since they had talked about going away, granddad had said it was his idea. Imagine leaving a warm house and friends to go to that building, the government place where he would be with so many other old fellows, having the best of everything. But Peter had not really believed that Dad would do it until this night when he brought home the blanket. Oh, yes, it is a pine blanket, Peter said and got up and went into the house. He was not the kind to cry, and besides, he was too old for that. He had just gone in to get granddad harmonica. The blanket dropped to the floor as the old man took the harmonica. It was the last night they would have together. Neither the old man nor the young boy had to say a word. Granddad played a few notes and then said, "You will remember this one." The thin moon was high overhead, and the gentle breeze blew down the valley. The last time Peter thought he would never hear Granddad play again. Peter did not want to sit here outside on fine evenings under a white moon with Granddad gone. The music ended, and the two sat for a few minutes in silence. Then Granddad spoke. "Here is something happier. Dad, your father would marry that girl." "Yes, that girl who had kissed me," Peter said. "Who had said she would try to be a good mother to him and all that." The tune stopped suddenly, and Granddad said, "It is a poor tune, except to be dancing And then it is a fine girl your father is going to marry. He will feel young again with a pretty wife like that. And what would an old fellow like me do around the house, getting on the way? An old fool with all talk about pens. And then there will be babies coming. And I do not want to be around listening to them cry all hours of the night. No, it is best that I leave. Well, one more tune or two and then we will get to bed. Get some sleep. In the morning I shall get my new blanket and take my leave. Listen to this. It is a bit of a sad tune, but a nice one for a night like this. They did not hear the two people coming down the road, Dad and the pretty girl with a hard, bright face like a doll, but they heard her laugh and the tune stopped suddenly. Dad did not say a word, but the girl walked up to Granddad and said prettily, I'll not be seeing you in the morning, so I came over to say goodbye. It's kind of you, said Granddad, looking down at the floor, and then seeing the blanket at his feet. He bent down to pick it up. And will you look at this, he said, sounding himself like a little boy. Isn't this a fine blanket my son is giving me to go away with? Yes, she said, it is a fine blanket. She felt the wool again and said, a fine blanket indeed. She turned to Dad and said to him coldly, must have cost a pretty penny. Dad cleared his throat. I wanted him to have the best. The girl stood there still looking at the blanket. It is a double one, too. Yes, the old man said, it is a double one, a fine blanket for an old fellow to be going away with. The boy suddenly walked into the house. He could hear the girl still talking about the expensive blanket. He heard his dad get angry in his slow way, and now she was leaving. As Peter came out, the girl turned and called back, no matter what you say, he does not need a double blanket. Dad looked at her with a funny look in his eye. She is right, Dad, the boy said. Granddad does not need a double blanket. Here, Dad, and he held out a pair of scissors. Cut the blanket in two. Both of them looked at the boy surprised. Cut in two pieces, Dad, I tell you, and keep the other half. That's not a bad idea, said Granddad gently. I do not need such a big blanket. Yes, the boy said, a single blanket is enough for an old man when he is sent away. We will save the other half, said the boy. Dad, it will come in useful later. Dad said. Now, what do you mean by that? Asked Dad. I mean, said the boy slowly, that I will give it to you, Dad, when you are old and I am sending you away. There is a big silence, and then Dad went over to Granddad and stood before him, not saying a word. But Granddad understood, for he put out his hand and laid it on Dad's shoulder. Peter was watching them, and he heard Granddad whisper softly, It's all right, son, I knew you did not mean it. And then Peter cried, but it did not matter because all three were crying together. By this story, we concluded that we should take good care of our parents as well grandparents. We should not consider them a burden on our head, and if we treat them badly, then our successor would treat us likewise. Thanks for watching.